inflatable pool in his garage, and this was done to keep blood off the floor. And again, this is just an allegation, but it is very difficult to hear. The DA's office says he removed her limbs. He dismembered her with a chainsaw, one of 2 that he had ordered online. They also say he ordered a shovel, a cadaver bag, and other materials using a fake name, Victoria Mendez, and had them delivered to his Hollywood Hills home after the murder. They say he also ordered something called a burn cage. That's to burn evidence. The decomposed torso and head of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez were found in September inside a cadaver bag in the trunk of the Tesla that belongs to Burke. A plastic garbage bag was under the cadaver bag with her arms and legs. The prosecutors say her ring and pinky finger on her left hand, one of those fingers tattooed with Burke's name, were missing, and prosecutors say they were amputated by the singer and have never been found. The Tesla was towed to an impound lot where workers noticed a bad odor and called police. The brief also outlines a possible motive for murder. According to prosecutors, the singer wanted to silence Celeste after.
Damn. Now, this is crazy. This is crazy. I'm giving y'all an update on the case like I said that I would. I think that this man is cooked. This David guy, rock star pop artist, I believe that he is cooked allegedly based on this situation because he's going to go through the court hearing, right? You got to go through court. You got to give him the benefit of the doubt, which is a lot of doubt, which I don't think is going to be beneficial for him. As far as just how could you, this is what he did, allegedly, right? He ordered something in an alias name. He ordered a pool, shovel, a burning kit, basically, to destroy evidence, chainsaws. He ordered it in someone else's name, right? But he sent it to his address. Huh? Like, does that even make sense? It wasn't well thought about. And not saying that I'm supporting his act, because that's a heinous crime. That's something that I don't support. I will never support. Especially you dating a teen and anything along that nature. Does that really make sense? Like, think about it. Does that really make sense? First of all, what are you doing dating a teen? That's the first thing. But I'm giving y'all an update. Let me know what y'all think about this. This was disgusting and gruesome to me, if you ask me. And may blessings go to Celeste Rivas' family, because at the end of the day, that was their daughter. That's their daughter. Let's continue.
She threatened to go public with their relationship. Prosecutors say the pair had a sexual relationship that started when Celeste was only 13 years old, but they claim they had actually been involved since she was 11. Burke has pleaded not guilty to first-degree murder and other charges, and at his April 20th arraignment, David's lawyer said the evidence will actually prove that he did not murder Celeste. Certainly some very disturbing allegations.
Yeah, in those documents, it also showed that once her parents found out about this alleged relationship, they took her cell phone away, and that he had purchased a separate cell phone to get sent to her at her school. Text messages, a lot of the evidence here. What more do we know about that?
Well, they say that Celeste had been reported missing, and when she returned home, her parents took away her cell phone. So prosecutors claim that singer David.
So her parents basically tried to intervene. You got to give it up to her parents for that, because some news channels and some people that's reporting on these things making it seem like the parents wasn't involved or the parents didn't try to be involved. But it's hard to control these teenagers nowadays because they have access to everything. And imagine if you took your child phone away, right? You punish the child by taking the phone away, no TV, no this, no that. Then the next thing you know, your child can't work. She's too young to work, so she don't have any form of income. Next thing you know, she decides she come home the next day with a new phone. And David is paying the bill, or grown man is paying the bill for the phone. At this point, as a parent, it's not really much you could do. You could take that phone, but then it's rightfully not your phone. They're going to send her another phone. So that goes to show she was either very defiant, or David itself, he wanted to make sure that he was the honcho in that situation because he had a record deal, he had the car, he had the lifestyle, he had the mansion. He could afford a phone for them to keep in communication. But why was he so desperate to keep in communication with a minor? That's what I don't understand. Why was he so desperate for that? That's disgusting to me.
Paid $1,000 to a student at her junior high school to give her a burner phone, a cell phone that he had bought for her that her parents wouldn't know about, and that he went to all this trouble. And by that point, they claim he knew she was a minor because she had been reported missing, and because parents thought she was in this relationship with David. They had sent the sheriff's department to do a welfare check.
Right.
And they told David, hey, she's, only 13 years old. And he said, oh, I had no idea. I thought she was over 18. And
That's BS. If you thought she was over 18, and you obviously, if she's in 11, 12 years old, she's probably still in middle school. So if you're paying someone $1,000 for her to get the phone, that's a lie right there. That don't make sense mathematically. That doesn't make sense right there. You knew she was underage. You knew she was underage because if she was damn near an adult, the parents couldn't really take the phone. And if they could take the phone, it's like she would have been in high school. You paying someone, you're manipulating the younger mind. You're paying them $1,000 because what middle school students have $1,000 all at once? None of them do. So you're using your money to actually control them. This is why I think that this case isn't gonna go well for him, because it's lies. The lies are obviously there, and it's not adding up. If you ask me, it's not adding up.
they say that the cell phone that he gave her was after he knew that she was a minor.
Wow. And so they're doing these like digital forensics now. They're combing through all the pictures. They even said that there was child pornography on this phone. Anything else that we know that they've discovered so far from all that digital evidence?
The text messages, they are listed, some of them are listed in detail, and prosecutors say that the text messages discuss a possible pregnancy, a possible abortion, Plan B, that the many text messages.
You know what I think? And this is just my way of thinking, allegedly, right? I think that he got her pregnant. She wanted to keep the baby this time. They obviously already went through abortion pills and Plan Bs and all of that. It's in the text thread. It's in the data, the metadata. But at the end of the day, think about it. She was going to expose him. She already said she was just tired of linking up to have sex. She was going to expose him, right? Which then he would have been a minor. Then you would have got a minor pregnant. Then she would have had the baby. So he didn't want her to have the baby. So at the end of the day, if they do an autopsy and she was actually pregnant, that's double homicide. That is a double homicide. Double homicide. If he's guilty, he deserved the book. And I don't really wish jail or death upon anybody. But some people don't deserve to be in this free world, or this so-called free world. And he may be one of them. He may be one of them.
Messages are sexual in nature. And perhaps more importantly, they allege that they had an entire argument via text message where Celeste threatened to discover their relationship, to make it public.
That explains some of the charges too.
That's, they say, is the motive for murder.
Also, I'm curious, as elaborate as it was, all these steps that allegedly were taken to try to dispose of the body, like there are witnesses or other accomplices that might have also taken part in all of this. And so maybe this will come as they continue the investigation.
The investigation is still very active. They're still looking for more evidence. And coming up later on Good Day LA, we'll talk a little bit about the Uber and the text messages that police say David sent to Celeste after she was already dead.
All right.
A lot.